Hi, my name is Bronwyn Jane. I'm a psychic medium and spiritual coach. This is video number 2 of the 3-part video series about embracing psychic children. So if you haven't seen video number 1, go back and watch that before you watch number 2. In this video, we're going to talk about the challenges that those special children and teens experience and how we can support them. Now, they already are aware that they're different. They already know that by what's coming into their senses. When their world expands, so their community expands, they go to school, they maybe join sporting groups, or even interact with a large group of people, that awareness can become more. It's reflected back at them. Now, we need to be conscious of the amount of judgment that these children will be exposed to. Now, if we don't understand ourselves, what they're going through, we have to be aware that we can also judge them because we have no reference point. So be aware of that as well. It's about bringing more acceptance into their world wherever we can. Now, we can't control everything that they experience, but we can definitely control home. So be aware of the acceptance at home. Seek knowledge for yourself so you can understand to a point what they're going through. Allow them to still be open and share with you. It is not uncommon for these children, as they experience judgment, to shut down and to stop sharing, and that can also impact their well-being. So we need to keep the channels of communication open. It is critical, particularly as they get older and they're getting to those 11, 12, and 13 years, where our communication automatically becomes less anyway. And then if we add this to the mix, we can really have some issues. So we need to make sure the communication is open, that they can express what they're going through without any judgment from those that are there to support them. The other thing that we need to be really aware of is to keep this normal. They know that they're different, so let's not make it more. Don't put them on a pedestal, and they are not entertainment for others. I know we can be super excited about what that they do, and we want other people to experience that. Maybe their aunties, their uncles, their grandparents, friends, to see how fabulous these children are. But they are not to be put on a pedestal, because that just makes them more aware that they are different. It's exactly the same with actually ridiculing them and telling them what they're experiencing is not real. That also impacts how they feel about themselves. This is about keeping it normal. The more we make it normal, the more it becomes normal, and it starts to be less of an impact on everyday experiences and what is happening within the family. So we need to keep it normal, and we need to also be aware of what our child is experiencing in regards to judgment and acceptance. We need more acceptance for them so they can accept themselves. When they accept themselves, it stops a whole heap of other problems coming in those teenage years. So we need to really bring that into their world as they go out into the school community and sporting community, that they understand that what they experience is normal, that they accept who they are, so we can stop a whole heap of other issues showing up later. And the last thing that I want to cover off in this video is actually what happens for them. So they are highly sensitive. Their senses actually operate in a different level to others, so they can easily become overwhelmed. We need to be aware of that. This can present in emotions, so be really conscious that sometimes their emotions that they are feeling are not always theirs. They just are not able to interpret what is theirs and what's not. They will take on other people's emotions and will sometimes internalize them as their own, or even project them as their own when they're really others. So be aware of the sensitivity showing up as being overwhelmed. This also presents in large groups, so they may not be comfortable going where there's lots of people or even around certain people. Understand that this is just the fact that they are feeling things that they are not quite sure how to interpret. So we have to, once again, have a lot of acceptance about what they are experiencing. Keep an eye out for video number 3, where we're just going to touch on a couple of specific topics that show up all the time in regards to sleep and socialization.